And it's been a while that I've seen you this
No,
far.
it's not really him.
Nothing really personal, just everything that you've gone through recently.
Hey, Tank, what is one thing?
What was Kim saying?
Bringing up a guy that's at 130 pounds. Do you feel like the weight is going to have anything to do with this fight?
Nah, I don't think so at all. Obviously, Tank isn't the biggest 135 pounds.
I told you, bro.
I didn't hear you.
Hank, what's the beef with Eddie Hearn?
What was it?
He got here late, bro. He got here late. He think he what's his name? Think he was some tough guy.
Is damn near bigger than him. I think the only person that was smaller than him was Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just in height and stature. He was, you know, technically bigger than Tank too. But you know, Tank is comfortable.
I don't see him bringing nothing different. I mean, he's not going to invent no new punches. That you know, boxing is not like you become. The more you learn, then you become a ninja.
It's been a while that I've seen you. It's not really him, nothing really personal, just everything that you recently. What was Camp saying? The online rivalry between D.V. Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. is getting more heated with each passing day. Many fans were disinterested at first, but you expect boxers to be smart enough to catch the eye of the fans and bring them to anticipate fights they never cared about. Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach doing just this, but there's an extra beef about these deaf fighters that not many people know about. Bringing up a guy that's at 130 lobes. Do you feel like the weight is going to have anything to do with this fight? No, I don't think so at all. Obviously, Tank isn't the biggest 135-pound. It's the interstate beef that they carry into the fight, and that's exactly what's caused another altercation between the pair of world champions. It's just over a week since the fight was announced, and there's so much animosity building between the pair. I told you, bro, what's the beef with it, Hearn? Was it you think he was named? Think he was some 2 December is a bit far away, and we can only think how crazy the hatred will be when they carry all of these heated feelings into the boxing ring. A week ago, the duo got into an online spat in excess when Rook tried to troll the World Boxing Association lightweight king and stated that the latter needed to spar with heavier boxers before their fight in December in order to have an edge over him. The 29-year-old got a stellar comeback from Tank, who stated that he would do his talking inside the ring. Things were quiet for a week before Lamont Roach once again chose to pull Davis's leg ahead of the NFL match between the Baltimore Ravens and Washington Commanders. But once again, the WBA super featherweight champion was shut down as the move backfired on him. The spat started when Rook replied to a Raven fan who was making fun of the Washington Commanders' fights. Is D bigger than him? I think the only person that was smaller than him was Pitt. Well, you know what I'm saying, like, and that's just in height and stature. He was, you know, technically bigger than Tank too, but you know, Tank is comfortable. However, while doing so, the fan also chose to bring in Gervonta Davis to fight against Lamont Roach. To make his point, the tweet read, "We are beating DC Button for the rest of the year. Ravens today in December," adding that Roach will be losing to Davis come December. I don't see him bring nothing different. I mean, he's not going to invent no new punches that, you know, boxing eyes is not like, oh, you become the more you become. And Jippy from Washington, D.C. Rook did not take the statement kindly and shot back, "This stuff is different over here." As expected, Tank saw the response and chose to jump right in. The World Boxing Association lightweight winner retorted, "Yeah, you asking for it." The World Boxing Association super featherweight champion was shocked by the reply, as he was only able to muster up the emoji. And however, that wasn't the only hit. Lamont Roach Jr. had to take the Baltimore. The Ravens also managed to beat Washington Commanders 30-23 in their Week 6 matchup on Sunday. The Ravens extended their winning streak to 4 games with a strong performance, especially from their offense. Lamar Jackson led the charge with multiple big plays, while Derrick Henry had a standard day, rushing for 132 yards and scoring the scores. The Ravens may keep control of the game, holding the ball for over 30 minutes and outgaining Washington significantly. This win solidifies the Ravens as strong contenders to Kansas City and the AFC. As for the upcoming Davis versus Roach fight, when this fight was officially announced last month, fans were not so happy with it. Still, with the recent online spat between the two, the anticipation for the fight is gradually growing. The tensions are rising between the pair with a solid in cart. This fight might just be worth everyone's time, as Rook has promised to give Davis a run for his money, but this isn't even the first meeting between the pair following the announcement of the bout. Rook and Davis traded heated words on X, sparking a back and forth that even drew fans into the music conversation. Baltimore's dive-ranked ESPN's number 8-pound, 4-pound boxer has earned the privilege from the World Boxing Association to handpick opponents from the super featherweight division to protect his lightweight title. Due to his dominance in the ring, Lamont Roach has been given permission to move up in weight to challenge Davis for the title. To many boxing fans, this seems like another one of Tank's moves to pick a weaker opponent to secure an easy win and preserve his perfect record. Lamont Roach, however, is on a 6 fight-winning run since his only career loss, a decision defeat to Jamal Herring in 2019. Every fight punches, man. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. I like it. His most famous victory came last November when he narrowly defeated Hector Garcia by a split decision to claim a world title. Roach could prove to be a dangerous opponent, and not one Davis can easily walk over. The 29-year-old Roach took to X to tell Davis that he not like the regular fighters. Davis is accustomed to facing you. You must think I'm one of those regulars you fought, or some LL cut it out messy express line. I like it. Do you think that Tank will bring something out of Roach that he hasn't shown in his career yet? Time will. Music tell. Okay, no. Roach Trevona Davy Salo took no time in responding. I tell you not to talk so much, it can be detrimental for you. You know that already, though. Tank answered. While Roach has shown noticeable improvement, it's difficult to imagine him posing a real threat to Davis. In his last fight, Davis overwhelmed Frank Martin in June, using his speed and power to overwhelm him in the middle rounds before delivering a devastating knockout. Both fighters are under heat as this December showdown approaches. Gervonta Davis, known for his explosive power and undefeated record, wants to extend his dominance in the lightweight division, while Lon Roach is determined to prove himself and will look to capitalize on this career-defining chance. I like the Roach family, man. Yeah, so let's get into some other fights as well now. When we talk about, like, as far as a punching power with Roach before, there's a downside to all of these. However, regardless of how much work Lamont, Roach, and Davis put into this, boxing fans won't be persuaded easily, as the matchup was a disappointment no one saw coming. Fans were buzzing about the chance of a 2020 for showdown between Devin Tank Davis and Vasyl Lukashenko, two of the biggest stars in boxing's lightweight division. A December title unification fight seemed within reach, promising to be one of the year's most awaited events. However, negotiations fell apart when LCA Shino chose to take the remainder of the year off of the Gervonta Davis Roach. For all I think that he had a lot of criticism, but this collapse is part of a larger pattern where possible blockbuster fights such as those with Shocker Stevenson Williams, Upat at George Bamboo Jur, and Devin Haney never advanced beyond initial social media hype. Speculation has been swirling around Davis, with some critics accusing him of avoiding top-tier opponents over the years. Others argue that the promoters might be to blame for these fights falling through. Adding to the debate, Davis in his next fight was recently announced, and fans aren't happy. On December 14th, Davis will face WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach, was moving up to the lightweight division to test him at Houston's Toyota Center fight. Lon Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability, but he can fight. I don't think it's a huge fight, but not announcement. CA backlash, with fans calling it another underwhelming matchup. In the midst of the criticism that former Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellery stepped in to protect Davis, the online debate started after a fan shared videos showing Lukashenko and his promoter Bob Arum discussing Davis. The fan questioned how Floyd Mayweather, with similar management, won high-profile fights while Davis struggled get that opportunity and then maybe come back and unify with you. Yeah, I mean, look, he got the Tank fight, so that's definitely a bigger fight, bigger than what me and him would have been. So I salute. And Pound responded by explaining that the process of setting up major fights is much more complex than fans know. He argued that social media often skews public perception, leading people to think that Davis is avoiding serious competition due to scheduling conflicts and other factors that often prevent fights from happening. He claimed that some fighters call out Davis openly despite being unavailable or unable to fight. More recently, Leo's choice to rest is what derailed the 2020 for fight, with rumors swirling about Lukashenko possible retirement. Fans are left wondering if they'll ever see the dream match materialize. If the rumors are true, to the chance of a Davis-Lukashenko fight may have vanished for good. Going for the biggest opportunity that he could, but that's one thing I see. If I want the winner, or surprisingly, even Davis has been backed by one of his biggest boxing enemies, Eddie Hearn. The promoter is not disturbed by Tank Davis, a pick of Lamont Roach Jr. as super featherweight as his opponent on December 14th. He thinks the absence of the major names left Tank with no choice but to compete in December.